Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines, Dakota Falls. In the last episode, we established Rock Springs, a small city nestled into the foothills of the Flatiron Mountains. In today's episode, wait, hang on a second, did you see that? Oh right, we also have some brand new transit vehicles, courtesy of asset creator Blue Thunder. Introducing Rock Springs Transit, but more on that later in the episode, because today we're going to be expanding Rock Springs and creating a new commercial development at the bottom of the hill, known as the Flats Mall and Plaza. Our Sims need a place to shop until they drop, and we're going to provide that today. I plan on building 3 different developments: a walkable pedestrian plaza, a normal big box retail area, and a small strip mall. We're also going to be fixing some mistakes that some of you helpfully pointed out in the first episode, creating a brand new detailed city park in the downtown of Rock Springs. Later, we'll also be expanding the suburbs and building some unique and detailed subdevelopments. Starting off the episode today, I'm placing this really cool asset by asset creator Gilded Age. This is a Wegmans grocery store that he actually created for my previous Rochester series that I never got a chance to actually use in the build, but I'm finding a good chance to use it now in Dakota Falls. Later on, I'll come back and I'm actually going to replace the Wegmans signage out front with something a little bit more accurate to the location that I'm trying to create in this game. But for now, this asset is worth it to use alone just because of how nice it is. Today's build is a continuation of the city of Rock Springs, so in this development I'm also taking some inspiration from the city of Boulder in Colorado, and you should definitely notice that later on when I place down the target and the angle that it sits at. Of course, in City Skylines, I have to scale everything down quite a bit here, so I'm working with a lot less space than I want to, but there's just a specific look that I wanted to try to recreate with this development, with the various big box stores and drive-thru restaurants, and of course, City Nerd's favorite establishment has to go here as well. In the first episode, we established the setting and the city of Rock Springs. So in today's episode, I wanted to just give a bit of an idea of where we're going next with this project. So as you saw in the intro, we have Blue Thunder, who has created some new buses for Rock Springs. And this is really just the start of our collaboration together for this series. These new Rock Springs buses that you saw will be part of the overall Rock Springs Transit Agency. And that will be just one of 2 transit agencies that will help connect the different areas that I'm building here in Dakota Falls. I'll be showing off all of that a lot more in the next episode as we start to build out the bus network for Rock Springs. I'll also plan to eventually build a bigger inner city bus hub, and that will be in the center of downtown, but I haven't quite finalized a layout for that yet, so stay tuned for that build. I've already got my eyes set on expansion for the series though. In the next episode, we're going to be covering a new town, so I'm actually really excited to show off that as well. Of course, you've just been watching me build the Flats Mall and Plaza, and this is the pedestrian plaza portion of the mall. I used a King Leno asset here to kind of create the pedestrian plaza, but let me know if you want me to come back here in the future and try to do something a little bit more custom here. I might be open to doing a really detailed pedestrian plaza if there's interest in the build. This next build was supposed to be my Rochester series as well, but I never really got around to building it. So these are the Rochester public market assets created by asset creator Gilded Age, and I'm really excited to finally create something using these really awesome and detailed market assets. For this public market build, I wanted to take inspiration from a lot of the really great public markets that we have in America. So first I looked to Ann Arbor for some inspiration, and of course I had to look for some inspiration from Rochester as well, which is what these assets were initially created for. Anyways, while I'm building this, I wanted to answer a few of your questions from the first video and address a few things I saw in the comments. Number one, I saw a ton of you asking for a mod list. In the description, you'll find a full mod list that I'm using for the Dakota Falls build. I'll keep this updated probably every month. I don't think City Skylines is getting any more updates, at least hopefully none that affect mods. So this should be a pretty stable mod list if you want something to follow and get back into City Skylines, or if you just need a good, stable, heavily modded City Skylines build. And the second most popular question I always get asked on my channel is, what are my graphics settings? What graphics mods am I using? And I just have to point you to the video that I created a couple years back. I still use the same exact graphics mods and settings. You can find that on my YouTube profile. It's my most popular video, ultra realistic graphics in City Skylines. As I put the final touches on this build, I really just want to give a big shout out to the people that watch this channel, and especially the people that leave comments, because one of your comments on the first episode actually led me to absolutely tear up and destroy this entire build. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that wall. this next part of the episode, I'm going to be focusing on the suburbs of Rock Springs, bringing some vital services to the city, some nice amenities to the suburbs and the residential areas, and also building a pretty unique, newer subdevelopment in the city. But stick around for that later, because first we're building a nice baseball field here. And my idea for this build is really I just wanted to create a really cool baseball field that you can imagine as a kid would be really awesome to play at. In this next part of the video, there's another asset that I really wanted to highlight in the episode because I'm not sure if it's gotten enough attention yet on the workshop. This contemporary high school building by Cristo Listo is really awesome because it's modular and you can really customize it to fit your needs in your city. Here, I just give one example of the many layouts that you can create with this building. Now it's time to create the suburb that I've been really excited to show off this entire episode. This is temporarily called Ivy Square in my build, and I want you to comment below if you have a better name for this subdivision. But this is going to be based primarily on some of the neighborhoods that you see outside of the major mountain towns in Colorado. Right before you get to the Rocky Mountains, you have towns like Golden, which have suburbs that look just like this. And I wanted to create it in this area of Rock Springs because I think it could fit pretty well into this neighborhood. I wanted this to be a more like a newer development, more suburban homes with garages and driveways. To complete this build, I'm using the Roadway Suburbia network pack by Revo, and these new roads are really cool and they work really great for creating nice cul-de-sacs. I'm also using a lot of homes on the workshop by asset creator Smileys. He has some really great American homes that work perfectly for this build. I want to give a big thank you to my supporters on Patreon for helping to make all of this possible and allowing me to sit down here and create cities in my spare time for you all. And if you made it this far into the video, I want to give you a big thank you as well. You watching to the end of the video and your viewership really helps me more than anything else as a YouTube creator. So thank you for watching to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. And we have a lot more to come, so stay tuned for more City Skylines, Dakota Falls.